Hello there, family. This is the day number 23 of our being locked down. And I had a caption for these devotions and it says, locked down but not limited. I'm so glad that you're listening every day. I pray that you're getting inspired. Today I'm going to read to you from Philippians chapter 4, verses number 11 onwards. It says, I have learned how to be content with whatever I have. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or with little. I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. That last verse number 13 in Philippians chapter 4 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I believe that God will bless you and honor you today as you listen to these words. That verse is very famous, and most people will use that verse and say, I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me. We know that. We've prayed that and all the rest of it. But Paul has a different perspective to all of this in this context. What he's saying is, we know how to be content. We know how to live. We know how to live with contentment. You see, the norm of the day is to chase. And that's what people have been doing all the time. We want more and more and more. That's what the stock markets are all about. That's what the gambling houses are all about. That's why you will have horse racing and dog tracking and all the rest of it. Why? Because people are chasing the word more and more and more. That's why people work overtime. But Paul is saying this. He says, I know how to be content. He says, I know how to live with almost nothing or with everything. What is he saying? I know what it is to have things. I know what it is to live without. And then he says, in every situation, whether I have a full stomach or empty, I am able to live. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know today that these are tough times, so people say. But with Christ, we can let everything work out well. We can work things out because we have Him within us. When you have Christ within you, you know what it is to live with fullness. You know how to handle times when there's nothing. When you have Christ in you, you know how to negotiate the times, the seasons of whatever is going on. For the Christian, in these times, in these so-called difficult times, we know how we will live with little, we know how we can manage, and we know that God will provide for us. That's why Paul says, I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me, and I can do all things. These are tough times, as people say to us. These are challenging times. But for the Christian, he is not going to be caught on the wrong foot. Every child of God in this season will say to the world and say to others, I can handle this. You know why I can do it? Because I have Christ in me and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And Paul says, I know how to live in whatever state I am. I know how to live with nothing and to live with fullness. I know how to have an empty stomach or to live with plenty or little. I'm praying that the Holy Spirit will bless you today and that the Lord will be with you. You know how to handle things. You're locked down, but you're not limited. I'm going to talk to you again tomorrow. Have a good day.